Hi everyone, I'm Josh and welcome to Strange Adventures. We're going to be playing through Shadows of New York, the new narrative game in which, oh my god, we're falling into a black hole. What's this? Welcome to my castle. We're playing as a Lasombra, the shadow power vampires, and I am so intrigued after Coteries of New York to hear what else is going on in New York and why we're looking at, I guess, the moon. Don't expect everyday logic to work here. Went out the window sometime after midnight, maybe earlier. Normal logic. Is this to do with the shadow power thing? Well, I guess we'll just find out, but it's a lot closer to the moon than I normally am. My kingdom is not of this world, you see. It lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. I've tried to identify the way people reach it, and I'm convinced it has something to do with the moon. Okay. Are you sure this might not be... Yeah, this sounds like some... This sounds like some Malkavian stuff. Not Lasombra, so that's a surprising way to start it. Some say the moon's aura can turn them insane. You've heard the phrases moonstruck and lunatic. The way I see it, the moonlight gives them some subliminal permission to reveal their true selves. What's true about this? I don't know who you are. Reveal yourself. Radiant, and whenever they let that silver radiance guide them to the gates of this place, they feel different. Once they pass the doorstep, you're ready to act out. A dance of horrors and marvels begins. It's 3:31 a.m. Welcome to Big Beat Burger. Welcome to Big Burger, where the biggest burger will meet you if you're into that. If you're here at this hour, you're not exactly ready up to be a productive member of society. Come tomorrow morning, more likely you're praying that the sunrise never comes. And I am going to have to turn down the typing speed. Insatiable children of the night gather round, hoping to bask in the afterglow of tonight's victories, unwinding after a frustrating series of failures, or simply fight to keep themselves together. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here greedily reveling in every interaction they have. They have no idea they're only here for my amusement. To them, I'm just a random girl sitting in the corner. But this is my domain. I've been coming here almost every night for years. I know where to sit, where to look, and where to eavesdrop for maximum amusement. If you are hanging out in a fast food burger place at 3 a.m, then I don't know what kind of gossip you're gonna get aside from like drunk people going, "Oh, I made out with my friend. Oh, I love you." Just drunk people just wobbling about. I'm basically a voyeur, that makes sense, and unashamed to admit it. It gives me insight about the human condition I've otherwise have gathered, and more importantly, a necessary skill set to make ends meet as a journalist. As I write on my crappy old laptop, patiently waiting for the legion of negative voices in my head to get too tired to offer useless feedback, I keep my senses peeled to pick up stories around me. Of course, a lot of regular events, such as food fights, and nothing to write home about, aside from my unfortunate tendency to become collateral damage in someone else's battles. Up to this day, I've had to wash my clothes because of Coke, Diet Coke, hot coffee, apple pie. Oh, the apple pie. Surely that burns. That sounds like a really good way to get yourself scalded. And some sort of improvised honey mustard bomb? Every stain tells a different story. Oh, change your clothes. Sometimes this hobby is exhausting, sometimes it's disturbing, sometimes it's dangerous, although not as risky as back when I wasn't carrying pepper spray. Still, the sights I've taken in over the years have made it absolutely worth it. I've got so many stories, I don't know where to begin. Theatrical breakups, impromptu morning parties, unexpected friendships forged in the fires of senseless battle. Jeez, this is quite a lot of drama for a burger joint. A lady in a gorgeous Givenchy dress ordering a box of takeout chicken nuggets, paying in cash with her hands completely covered in blood. She was asked if she wants a napkin. She said no. Not sure if vampire or just normal nighttime dweller. two thirsty macho dudes, shameless. Wait, I gotta turn the damn speed down already. What? I can't read at that speed. This is getting too much, man. It's too much. Shamelessly going for it in the corner. Oh, nice. Hushed moaning filling the lobby while everyone around valiantly fights to act as usual and maintain an illusion of normalcy. A straight-up kung fu fight between a diminutive cashier and some drugged bodybuilder going through a psychotic episode, trying to break all the windows. This is more my speed. The slow option. I'm not proud to admit it, but at least it's helpful. Unless I just talk through the text. Never mind, the big guy left the joint fully convinced he KO'd himself, while the service worker was just standing next to him. Seemed proud of his victory, too. A lot of delusion going on here. A middle-aged hag getting a heart attack after screaming her lungs out not to let Muslims near her food just because she saw a white girl wearing a hairnet behind the counter. Oh, you get the whole width and breadth of humanity here. A masked couple robbing the restaurant of 30 hamburgers, forcing the employees to cook at gunpoint. Police later said those were art students reenacting some hipster book they read. That sounds like a reference I don't get. Oh, God. This sounds... Are you sure this is New York and not Florida? This is life. This is life, man. This is humanity at its worst and best. The worst is the best. That's always my rule. I don't know about anyone else, but the worse it gets, the better I feel. This is the noise that serves as the foundation for my creativity. This is the soma that keeps me going. This is a mullet? Is this the main character? I don't remember her having a mullet in the title screen, but okay. Julia is sighing. As pathetic as it may sound these days, this is the only place where I feel alive. Sometimes I think of myself as a leech feeding on these people's stories, emotions, and personalities just because I'm not satisfied with mine. At times I think of my psyche as some kind of shitty postmodern construct that is fundamentally incapable of honesty, but only yearns for something felt and truthful. Well, if you're a vampire, you don't got much of your own stuff going on, surely. You're like, what should I do tonight in my eternity? Drink blood? Cool. Not done that one before. Does this even make any sense? I look at the screen of my laptop. 3:47 a.m. I bet it's taken more than that amount of time for me to talk. Wait. No, it's time dilation. It's taken 2 extra minutes. At this point, I'm almost somnambulic. What the... Is that sleepwalking? Is that what... Stop! No! Wait! Ah! But nothing interesting has happened yet. Feels like all the customers are watching each other tonight, hoping for the others to provide a fun diversion. This is my turf, you parasitic douchebags. Next time, go find your own. This is my theater of life. I guess you could use vampire powers for that. Like, you will fight the next person that comes through the door. I think it's time to call it a night. The coffee I always order so that they don't kick me out is undrinkable. Ugh, I reread the draft I've been working on for the last 6 hours. God damn, this is pure trash. Welcome to my life, Julia. Hi. Future Josh, when you're editing this. Don't just edit it. It'll be fine. Just get it done. I hold the backspace button until the Google Documents page is nothing but a calm white slate and let out a sound of deep relief. I can't do that. I've got to get these videos out. I've got to share Shadows of New York with people. I'm going to write a review of this when I'm finished recording. I'm going to see if I can't figure out what's going on. There's no pleasure more intoxicating for a frustrated writer than ragging on someone even worse than them. And what target is easier than the dumb bitch you used to be 10 minutes ago? Wow! Oh God, I feel like Julia and I are going to get along swimmingly. Because you know what? future Josh editing this is going to be like, why didn't you say something funny? Past Josh, dumb bitch from 10 minutes ago. I check the time again. I need to go. I have an important meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I have a hunch it's not going to end well. 10 in the morning? Is it even nighttime at that point? It's not because I'm an irresponsible dumbass who's going to need a few... Are we even a vampire? Oh god, Julia, cut your hair. If you're not a vampire, you're gonna get stuck with that forever. Do not end up with a mullet for eternity. A few cups of coffee to simply function on a basic level despite like 4 hours of sleep. It's because I always have a hunch things are not going the way they're supposed to. Click, clack, click, click, clack. The loud clattering of keyboard assaults me from all sides, makes this splitting headache unbearable. Used to be I dreamed of nothing else but being a part of the New York Lodestar editorial team. It was the first magazine I started reading regularly, the first magazine I ever bought for myself. Now simply hearing the word Lodestar is enough to ruin my mood. Never mind seeing all these old farts phoning in more reactionary opinion columns and Wikipedia-level analyses of current events. Click, clack, click, click, clack. They used to destroy and rebuild my entire worldview every month. They shaped my thinking about politics, art, journalism. They even pointed me towards my favorite cigarette brand, for God's sake. Then some talented people started leaving for greener pastures. Some got too wrapped up in their own neuroses. Some became complacent. All of them committed the sin of allowing themselves to grow older. Fresh blood was deemed unnecessary, even young freelancers kept being bled dry. That sounds like the writer of this game is airing a few grievances, mayhaps. Sounds pretty real to me. These days, whenever someone from outside Lodestar talks about Lodestar, it's because of the few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay while putting in serious work. Dumbasses. Other than that, the magazine specializes in publishing pale echoes of provocative ideas I heard somewhere else a few years prior, wrapped in an aesthetic that hasn't been cutting edge for a decade. No wonder the readership is in freefall. But even though the ship is sinking, the old guard won't let it go down without a fight. As in, if anyone from the outside attempts to board the vessel in hopes of fixing its course or holes, they will be swiftly taken care of. I should know. Been there, done that. As it stands, the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing, Brian, is Lodestar's editor-in-chief, Brian Ng. NG. How do you pronounce NG? Is it Ing? I don't know. I'm going to say N. Brian N. Brian Ing. Let's say Brian Ing. The man sitting in front of me right now, of course, he only has time for editorials these days. A drop in the sea of needs. Managerial duties hit him hard. The tension is ramping with this music. It's the second time he lets out a theatrical cough like this. He's said his piece. Now it's up for me to react, and I'm coming up blank. But what do you want me to say, Brian? I'm pissed off. I can tell you've already made up your mind, but you still want to go through the motions just to make me feel listened to. Whatever, let's do this. This man is a sexual harasser, guilty of major fraud, and you're protecting a complete piece of shit. What kind of playthrough am I going for? I hadn't even thought about this. Should we just go hardcore, like, truth teller? Complete piece of shit. I know my article sounds like a character assassination, but it's just because the guy gave me enough ammo to make him look like Swiss cheese once the story goes live. My sources are legit. They've provided receipts for everything. They faced all kinds of injustices and are crying out for help. So why are you siding with a corporate shithead and not them? Your sources are not the problem here. I never said they were. You're avoiding the core issue. No, I believe I pinpointed... Oh god, what kind of voice has Brian got? No, I believe I pinpointed it in a precise way. If it were up to me, I'd green light the article here and now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But you're killing the article, just because some rich shithead told you he doesn't like it. Get real. This is not about some millionaire jerk calling me to make an offer I can't refuse. What is this about then? Because it looks awfully like... It's about my bosses telling me this outlet can't afford the legal action we have already been threatened with. So, millionaire interference. Oh, for crying out loud, Julia, don't make me treat you like a child. You know how this works. I publish your story, it's Thiels versus Gorka all over again. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there until we're bled dry. I have a mortgage, I have 3 mouths waiting to be fed at home, I have an amazing team that doesn't deserve to be torn apart over some... Don't you think it's telling you mentioned your mortgage first? Bwah bwah. Hot fire coming out of Julia here. Just asking questions. I know better than to get into these empty semantic arguments with you, Miss Sawinski. You're good at them. The problem is you're still not good enough. Meaning? You're too in love with weaving a good story and establishing a seductive narrative to let facts get in the way. You got enough boring suds. Suds? 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 Are they soap or are they half what they used to be? I don't know. I've never seen that word before. With no principles on board these days. They always give you facts because that's all they can do. I'm using facts as a way to approach some kind of truth. Except facts can blindside you, and Double Spiral has enough facts to water down your story to the point where it makes no sense to publish it. Oh! Call back to the first game. So, I've heard that this game you can play solo without any things to deal with from the first game, aside from references, and this looks like one of them. I managed to play through Hope's story, and oh man, I loved it. Oh, it was so good. I was guessing the whole time. Hope is my favorite character. If you can't tell, their HR and PR are working overtime to deliver a convincing counter-narrative, and they're doing a great job. We won't mitigate the damage completely, but we'll put every little thing in question. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, and a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead. Julia, let me say it again. Jesse Montgomery, racist, fraud, sexual predator, satanic fuckhead. Do you personally believe it or not? This is not. You've listened to the tapes, you've read the transcripts, you've seen the documents, you've got the files. I'm asking you for personal opinion. Do you believe it or not? Of course I do, but that's beside the point. It's not. Look, how about I just say it out loud and save us both some time? We're not having this conversation because there's an actual conversation to be had. You set up this meeting knowing very damn well there's only way out, one way it's going to end. You've got a mortgage and 3 mouths. You prioritize the well-being of your direct surroundings over some nebulous concept of greater good. I get it, I really do. Yet for some reason it seems like you're only prolonging this conversation and rationalizing your decision so that I forgive you, officially exonerate you. I'm not the bad guy here, Julia. What are you? In your own words, a man who does what is necessary to protect his own. So I don't count as your own anymore? He mutters something under his breath, ending with a self-pitying chuckle. I don't know if you even want to work under a scumbag like me from now on. Oh, come on, don't turn this into a pity party. No, I'm absolutely a scumbag. And why is that? Because I'm firing you. My thoughts are scrambled. For a brief moment, the state of my bank account displays before my eyes with startling clarity. Oh God! Oh no! Just let me recover from being slapped with reality here. I feel for Julia, I really do. A howling void opens in my chest and starts traveling towards my stomach. No, don't panic yet, you idiot. Get more information, now. There must be a catch. You're joking? No, what about my work? Let me get this straight. Ever since we met, I've been working on stories and pieces no one else in your office would touch with a 10-foot pole. Constantly interviewing total nobodies, always busy traveling to the middle of nowhere or regretting my last trip, repeatedly ordered to clean up someone else's mess. Julia. All your long-winded spiels about how the disposable work is most important work, and suddenly you only remember the disposable part. My feelings about the quality of your work remain the same as ever. It was vital. It kept the magazine going. I will always appreciate it. Then why would you threaten to fire me? I would never threaten you. It's a done deal. They made a decision perfectly clear. They? What they? Who's they? He glances left and right and then points upward for a short moment. God? Oh no! When he speaks up again, it's in a hushed voice. You know the big kahunas. Can't really question them, and they wanted your head on a silver plate. He's not looking me in the eye. You're not joking. I would never joke about stuff like this. It's real. Fucking hell, it's real! Damn it. Damn it all to hell! You blew it up! All these years after all this grind, all my plans, and all for what? Fucking assholes. You know I deserve better, and I always deserve better, and it always ends with me going down the drain because the sewers, back to the sewers, fuck! No. Take a few deep breaths. Don't lose the plot now. Keep yourself together, you idiot. The moment you show weakness, they go for your throat. Get back in control. You can't do this. I wish I didn't have to, but it's a lost cause. I think I found the right voice for Brian. Just enough douchebag, you know? No. I mean, it's impossible. Julia, you can't fire someone who's never been hired in the first place. It takes him a few seconds to put on his "oh, I get it" face, let out a troubled gasp, and starts messaging his messaging his temples. Massaging. Lodestar has been my biggest source of income for the past few years. That much has been true. But technically, nobody's ever hired me here. It was all freelance jobs. A full-time position only served as a kind of dangling carrot, a promise of a decent pay grade, career perspectives, maybe some kind of insurance to save my failing health. And the recognition I would get for being a part of the Lodestar team. A position that everyone around me seems to respect, aside from me. Then why did I want it so much? There will be time to mourn what could have been. For now, I should act like I don't care. You know what I mean. If I let you work, even under a fake name, it would be a guillotine for me. This is ridiculous. You know, I'm going to start shopping this story around the second I leave this room, don't you? Of course I know. I told him. Any response? Let us worry about that. Oh no, Julia. Well, that didn't sound ominous at all. I do wonder if I could get accustomed to one of these loud mechanical keyboards some people here love to use. I love them so much, they're nice. Oh, what did I do? Julia's traits? Hang on, what did I do? J for dictionary. A. Hang on, what did I press? What's Julia's traits? Log L? Julia's traits. What? Huh? Oh, is this just the chapter? Oh, okay. I was like, oh wow, what are Julia's traits? But never mind. Whenever I did my work in here, I was still expected to bring my own crappy laptop and sit in the lobby. Always on the outside, no matter how hard I tried to break in. A vibration in my back pocket. Feels like a bad omen. I decided to ignore it for now. I've been working on this fucking story for, I don't know, 16 months. On and off. I know. You kept cheering me on. I know. We have even agreed on the pay I'd receive. I know. I'm 2 months behind on my rent. No, wait, 2.5. I catch him off guard. He is momentarily taken aback and then gives me an empathetic stare. Don't you look at me this way. You don't have the right. I didn't know. Well, now you do. Look, if there's anything I can do to help, if you can't tell your big kahunas to fuck off, I don't think there's a single thing. Julia, I pull out a smoke and light it up. Gotta get back in control. Please don't do that. There's a smoke detector in here. No worries, Nick turned it off a few weeks ago. Probably the most creative things he's done in the past 5 years. Good old Nick. Perfect 25th century cinema. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, so if you're not into that, Well, I've got news for you. It's a bit late now. Never had an original thought of his own. Just relies on his purely algorithmic taste to stay likable. And the best thing is, it works. Funny, I used to dream about his job. It was Brian who killed this dream, making me realise Nick won't be unseated anytime soon, and offered to teach me the ways of an investigative journalist instead. Wasn't the career I'd ever wanted to pursue, but to my dismay, I turned out to be surprisingly good at it. Until this Montgomery thing happened. Serves me right. Lesson learned. Should have pursued my dreams instead. Stop it. Nicholas is a good friend, and a respected critic, a member of my team, and put out that smoke. People tell me I let you step all over me. Why do I even let you act this way? Because you once told me honestly, honesty is the most important in a mentor-student relationship, and that works both ways, and because I thought we were friends. He bites his lip and stares sideways to avoid my eyes. At the end of the day, bosses aren't friends. Must have been a terrible mentor if I didn't even teach you that. You're still responsible for me. Or we could stay quiet and let him dig his own grave. The best I can do now is just stay silent. I don't feel too stable right now, like I could explode any second. Yeah, that's the feeling I got. Julia. I might have failed as a guide, but I will do what I can to leave you, not to leave you stranded, okay? There are options. None of them are a remedy for all your troubles, but... wait a second. Another vibration in my pocket, another foreboding feeling. This time, I reluctantly take the smartphone out of my pocket. If it has to rain, why not let it pour? A new email. It's a lengthy one. And the sender? Speak of the devil. No, this can't be. Christ. I just got an email from Mila Lopez. Don't know who that is. She claims she's been laid off from Double Spiral. Same as Mike Antonov and Jared Riviera. It's... What happened? I'll spare you all her insults, okay? The key thing is, it seems that HR know all the confidential information about my journalist investigation and used it to shut everyone's mouth. Hell, apparently Montgomery walked up to Lopez as she was emptying her desk and told her to thank me for being a dumb and careless cunt. Mine goes pale. I think he has a very good reason to. You fucking scumbag, you outed my sources. What? Of course not. What are you even saying? Oh, don't you dare play coy. It must have been either you or me, no one else, and you know the way I work. My investigation was basically untraceable, both on and offline. Carefully picked meeting spots, encryption upon encryption, every direct quote rewritten 5 times just in case, all sorts of red herrings scattered around. I know my shit. You know I do. And this timing... Did you just pass a flash drive to your beloved big kahunas during a meeting as a sign of goodwill? Look, I get you're upset, but why don't we just talk this through calmly? I really want to chew his head off. Oh, they're all the same. Let's shout it. Caps feel better, you know? Fury takes the wheel. Step aside, Jesus. And I'm here along for the ride, and I can't do anything about it. In a deranged way, realizing you're just a passenger on your own body feels liberating. Just see it all unfold calmly. Fuck you, Brian. Julia, I've been paranoid for months and months, acting like everyone I didn't know was an assassin or a corporate spy. I haven't messed up, not in a way that would implicate all of them. You thought you could get away with this? I haven't done anything improper. Don't push the blame onto me. So what, you're calmly claiming it's my fault? Because you're never the guilty one. It's always the bosses, the economy, the obligations you have, and now me? You're being silly. Quit with this martyr bullshit. Calm down or I have to. You immoral? She knows he's a vampire. Oh no. You immoral shithead, you motherfucking calm down for God's sake. And so it goes. I yell a lot of words I wanted to say for a long time but held back. I fling a lot of insults I've been workshopping for years, hoping I'd never use them. I break a few things. At times, for a split second, I'd see pity in somebody's eyes. It's going to haunt me for a long time, but in the heat of the moment, I don't care. These people, no, this company has nothing left of me to offer. To offer me, so long So at least let me take this as catharsis. In the end, a security guard had to escort me out of the building, and that's the end of my journalistic career. I just feel like my world has crumbled into nothing. Who's Dakota? I mean, you have a right, like, Jesus. If I were you, I would have already broken down into sobbing mess. I'd love to, but I'm on a subway, far too proud to cry in public, even now. And it's stupid, but I feel like somebody out there keeps destroying everything I hold dear just to see my reaction. Like it was a prank show and somebody was waiting to record me crying. So out of sheer spite, I'm doing my best not to cry. Fuck you, whoever and wherever you are. That's the most Julia Sowinski thing I've heard. Spite as the greatest motivator, eh? Not feeling particularly motivated to do anything right now, to be honest. I just wanted to stay in my bed until my shithead landlords called the cops for forcefully evict me. Not surprised. Shit. I know that whenever my life decides to fuck you over, it's always one thing after another, but this is too much. How much is too much? Let's recap the last week of June 2019. I've been kicked out of my job. Well, not that I've ever been hired, but let's just say my mentor broke every vague promise he ever made to me. A big thing I'd been working on for a year and a half went down the toilet. It's all useless. My boss didn't protect my sources properly, and now they're trying to reach me through every possible channel to threaten me or just yell at me. And they have every right to react like that. All of my side gigs were shut down, nobody's replying to my emails, somebody's been dragging my name through the mud behind the scenes, and it worked. I still have no idea who's sending these shitty messages around. I've been asking, but listen, don't worry about it. I'm not going to stand idly by and watch you get cancelled by some mean-spirited delusional. I said, don't worry about it. I have 3 unread messages from my landlord. The message previews were stressful enough. A call came from Chicago. Apparently, Dad has bladder cancer. Mum is in hysterics. She'd go crazy if she heard about my situation, so I have to pretend everything is okay whenever she calls. She calls every day. She just won't hang up before she offloads all her burdens on me, and I can't blame her because we all had to learn to cope with Dad's psychopathic tendency somehow. Oh, fuck me, I was robbed. All my documents and what little money I had gone. Don't even know when or where it happened. It's driving me crazy because I always extremely wary of pickpockets. The list goes on. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it really feels like a concerted attack. Paranoid is good. Anyway, I know you always hand-wave this topic anyway, but just remember that if anything happens, my place is your place. You don't have to go through it alone. I do. I've been a trouble magnet, and as self-centered as I may be, I don't want it to affect you. I know. Listen, I have another call. Alright, just call me if anything happens, so no matter how dumb it seems, okay? And swing by whenever you can. I will. Thank you. See you. Put my phone away, exhale and blankly stare in front of me. Christ indeed, Julia! Your life is going to shit! Oh my god, this is awful. How can it possibly get worse? I think we know where this is going. I glance at my reflection in the window. Just look at this idiot. Whenever the situation requires me to dress formally, I still feel like a bit of a child cosplaying as an adult. Should I have followed the dress for job you want advice and continually just dressed up like a... Oh my god, my brain. Should have just followed the dress for the job you want advice and continued dressing like up like a trust fund kid who keeps partying on Brooklyn rooftops for years without a care in the world. It's only after a while that I realise the car is empty. Unnaturally so. I start feeling uneasy, but someone enters my peripheral vision. Say what? Why have you got a floaty eye? Why are you wreathed in shadows, strange lady? And that's the last thing I consciously register. The world dissolves. When I come to, I'm out of the subway, standing in a back alley I don't recognise. It's pretty dark. My eyes start adjusting and I try to figure out what happened. There's a gun in my hand, a faint silhouette of my fate. It's not moving. Somebody stands in front of me, covered in shadows. I can't fully make out her face, but she's staring at me with visible intent. She speaks. Her voice is raspy and androgynous, her tone hateful and mocking. Aren't you a nasty one? What's going on? Who are you? Don't play coy. My mind goes blank. I look at the ground. There's a body riddled with bullet holes, and I recognize who it is. The corpse belongs to Mike Antonov, one of the double spiral whistleblowers, my source. He was just threatening to get back at me a few hours ago. Before I can feel even the tiniest bit of compassion, I face a terrible realization. They will think I'm guilty. Oh my god, am I guilty? How is this real? What have you done to me? What? You've done something to me, haven't you? Back in the subway, that was you, wasn't it? A man is bleeding out at your feet and you're turning this around on me? Somehow. I haven't done anything to him. Again, don't play coy. You knew him. He was mad at you. You started telling him sob stories about your situation. He wasn't having none of it. You've gone mad. Things escalated. He died. This isn't true. It's plausible, but that doesn't make it true. Or does it? This is just a nightmare. It doesn't even make sense. It must be a dream. And if it isn't, the person in front of me must be responsible. There's a faint voice in my head screaming that it's her world, that I'm just living in it. The fuck have you done to me? Nothing yet, but I'll do what I can to get you locked up for life. This is a murder in the first degree with special circumstances. Her detached voice and nonsensical tone only reassure me that this can't be real. I refuse to believe it is. Before I even manage to think this through, I point the gun at her. If I did murder him, you wouldn't be acting like that. You wouldn't be standing in front of me. You'd be running away, calling the police, begging for help, yelling that I'm a psycho. Oh, you are a psycho, but I'm not a coward. I won't let you walk out of here alive. This doesn't make a single lick of sense, tears welling up in my eyes. Why are you doing this? Because sometimes one has to confront what they're really made of. There's no two ways about it. She's got to be nuts. Slowly but surely, she starts walking towards me. Stop right there or I'll shoot. Go on. It's the only way you can get off the hook, isn't it? The only way you can survive. But you will definitely prove you're the monster I claim you are. Who dis? What the fuck is this tone? So controlling, inauthentic, patronizing. I'm serious. For your own sake, you'd better be. She keeps getting closer. Maybe I did kill Antonov. Maybe I don't deserve to live. Maybe it's less tiring not to live. Maybe I should just let her take care of me. Maybe I'll just wake up. Maybe this insane reality needs to be rejected as violently as possible. Maybe a world that wants to destroy me deserves to be destroyed. She's right in front of me. It's now or never. I'm gonna shoot her! Blam, blam, blam! I close my eyes and squeeze the trigger. A loud bang echoes through the alley. I'm afraid to look at what I've done. I've been to a shooting range once and felt absolutely horrified by a pistol. Such a small thing, but it can easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. The very thought makes me want to puke. You were a right choice after all. I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break, but you've crossed the line I needed you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that could become an inferno if left unchecked. I sure hope it will. What are you talking about, lady? Bloody weirdos in shadows that I definitely don't know what you are? Crazy stuff going on here. She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. She puts her hand around my waist and her cold mouth touches my neck. I can feel my shirt getting violently torn off. I don't understand. and I'm too dazed to protest. That was your final test. Congratulations, you have proven yourself worthy. What happens? What? What happens if we don't shoot her? I want to go back and quickly see. I feel something sharp sliding into my neck. It's not too painful, just startling. Think a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without proper warning. Then it hits me. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptors I've considered completely fried until now suddenly recover and stop bombarding me with pleasure I've never known before. I finally let the tears go. They've come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Is it raining? Tears in the rain? Tears in the rain? See beams off the shoulder of Orion? What? Washing away all my fears, all my sorrows, all my anger, all my pain, all of my ego. I've become one with the world and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing in this world. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense towards her, something I've never felt before. Is this love? I hope it is. This is not you. This is a familiar, cynical voice in the back of my head. But it's okay. I've never felt particularly fond of me anyway. New York, you're perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. He who laughs in the shadows always has the last laugh. Hallelujah! Praise be! When everything is cliche, nothing is. Isn't that what the ever-distant utopia I've been chasing all along? People on the other trains. I hope you're doing fine. God, shut up. Just enjoy it. You finally understand. She's making love to me. She's giving birth to me. She's burying me. Pretty sure I've been dead for a while. Bwomp bwomp. We're going forward. What's going on? It wasn't me. Do we have a choice? I won't shoot. Just help me. Please help me. I will. She yanks the gun out of my hand with ease and turns it against me. Then she pulls the trigger. Oh! I fall down onto Antov's body. If it's any consolation to you, that's the way you are. There's no chance you were ever going to amount to anything. I've just hastened the inevitable. You're a lowlife. Not even worth drinking. I'm just angry at myself for wasting so much time and resources to give you a second chance. Sierra wanted me back in Chicago as soon as possible. She'll have to wait a bit longer. Ah well. Oh my god! She just up and kills you if you don't try and shoot her. And Sierra is Sierra Van Briachi, the Lasombra from Chicago by Night. I have no idea what she's talking about, but I am in no condition to care anymore. Bwomp bwomp, and now I'm here. The comfort of death will come for kind and kindred alike. Oh. Well, and then we get the credits, okay. Empty. No saves for us now. Fortunately, we've still got the save that's really far ahead. Man, that was quite the build-up to the embrace of Julia into what I can only assume is the Lasombra clan by a mysterious shadowy woman with floaty eyes. So, thanks for watching. Catch me next time for more of this incredible game. But until then, goodbye. Oh, and subscribe. I guess because I'm a YouTuber, I should do that.